Mark, and today I want to talk about Brexit again. MPs in Britain's House of Commons will debate a public petition on Monday calling on the government to conduct a public inquiry into the impact of Brexit. The petition, which has garnered more than 151,000 signatures, argues that the promised benefits of Britain leaving the EU have not materialized. UK citizens deserve to know how Brexit is affecting trade, the economy, opportunities for young people, and the rights of individuals, it said. This can only be done through an independent public inquiry that is free of ideology and the opinions of interest groups. The UK government, on the other hand, said the UK's exit from the EU was a democratic decision and the institutions between the UK and the EU are working as intended. The government does not believe that this is an appropriate subject for a public inquiry, they say. In the run-up to the 2016 Brexit referendum, numerous promises had been made. For example, the public has been told that the £350 million that the UK sends to the EU every week could instead fund healthcare at home. In December, however, the Centre for European Reform concluded that Brexit would cut UK GDP by 5.5% by the second quarter of 2022. This in turn has put pressure on public services, including the health system. The debate in the House of Commons is expected to last up to 3 hours and give MPs the opportunity to question the government on the issue. Brexit is short for British exit and refers to the United Kingdom's decision to leave the European Union. The UK held a referendum on its membership in the EU. The referendum on whether to leave the EU was announced by former UK Prime Minister David Cameron in February 2016. The vote took place on June 23rd in 2016, with 72.2% of eligible voters turning out to cast their ballots. The Leave campaign, led by figures such as Boris Johnson and Nigel Farage, won by a margin of 51.9% to 48.1%. And they made a lot of promises. And the 350 million, well, we all will remember the red bus, the famous red bus with the 350 million a week for the NHS. But first of all, the sum was not true because of the rebate the UK got, with all the money flowing back from the UK, from the EU into projects in the UK. And so there was a lot of smokescreen and lies there. We all know this nowadays. But Brexit has had a significant economic impact on the UK at the same time. According to the UK's Office for Budget Responsibility, leaving the EU is likely to reduce the UK's economic output by 4% in the long run. And this has led to a decrease in investment and economic growth, as well as job losses in some sectors. And because of Brexit, a lot of people will not come back to the UK that are needed as workers. That's why there are a lot of shortages of workers in the UK at the moment. And Brexit is a gift that keeps on giving, but nothing good. And I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back.